All right, welcome back to my channel. It is Aaliyah Brixton, and we are here today with another video. So it comes as no surprise that like everything, there are trends on YouTube and in life that comes and goes. One of the recent trends that caused an uptick on social media was the rise of YouTube couples. These were ideally couples who recorded videos and placed them on YouTube and then developed a following on social media based on being a couple. This era lasted some of all but 5 to 6 years and started to rise on social media around like 2015 era. Now, it created an influx of people getting into relationships for the purpose of social media and becoming well known on the internet. In this video, I want to focus on two main talking points as to where YouTube couples went wrong and started their demise. So, point number one is that relationships are sacred. When I think of a relationship, my initial reaction isn't to get up and put my relationship online for the world to see, because at what point does too much become too much? At what point during the relationship can you say this isn't for the public to see? If I believe all of our income comes from people seeing our relationship play out online. Now, when you take everyday people and you give them a platform and you blow them up in no time by idolizing them, when you see them experience real issues, you become lost. This ultimately is allowing other people to have a say-so in your relationship. So similar to when, like, you and your guy are arguing and you hit your girl up and you're like, hey, boop, 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 and she gives you some bad advice, and now your dude is like, girl, why you got everybody in our business? Same thing when it comes to your relationship being played out online for everyone to see. Now everyone is able to have an opinion on something that they otherwise wouldn't have an opinion on if it wasn't there for them to see. Now, other people are able to know when things at home isn't going right. That should never be the case. It's harder for people who have no media training and no history of being famous to enter this world and have all of these fans in a blink of an eye. One of the biggest breakups I witnessed when it came to the YouTube couple world would have to be Queen and Chris, because this was a young boy and a young girl who appeared to be a God-fearing couple. They were married, they had a kid, they had like the picture perfect, world. Like everything appeared to be pure until the money and fame got to Chris's head and he started cheating and lying and manipulating Queen. I believe at one point he even blocked her from her channel or like deleted videos with her in it or changed her password, and it was causing her to lose revenue on her videos. And I know you guys remember what I'm talking about because that was like a big thing, and that was like the first time I really paid attention to like them as a couple, because I was like, oh nah, he's evil, like he's messed up for that. But the idea that people were seeing their favorite couple fall apart in front of their eyes was shocking. But of course, in blank period, everyone loves to say that Queen had the best revenge because now she's Queen Naja. Like, she's the Queen Naja. Like, she's out here making music, blowing up, doing her big one, not the little. And where's Chris? I don't know. He out here doing, nothing really. So at the end of the day, she won, he lost. Now, another couple was Diaria and Ken, DK4L. This couple had gotten engaged, was in the process of building a home together, and then dun, cheating allegations came out, not once but twice. And while they tend to deal with things behind closed doors, there comes a point where you have to address your fans in regards to what is going on within the relationship. Again, their breakup came as a huge shock to the YouTube couple world because no one, and when I mean no one, I mean absolutely no one, envisioned this couple breaking up. Now, as I mentioned before, DK4L with their whole cheating scandal, right? When that came to light, I knew in that moment that they were not going to stay together, but they had fans, they had finances, and they had a whole brand built together. And like, how in the world would they be able to separate the two? Now, we have to keep in mind, many of these couples were young when they got together, and they changed over time. They wanted different things, but because of the pressure from the fans, they had no choice but to stay tied together. And that's going to take me into point number 2. So now point number 2 is that relationships became fake. And I'm not gonna lie, and I know someone watching this thought about this too, but you can't tell me that not at one point during the whole YouTube couple era, you didn't think about getting yourself a boyfriend or a girlfriend just for that purpose. Like, be for real, because I know I had that thought more than once. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was on a little hunt. But I was keeping it a buck. I was telling people, like, listen, we gonna get together. We gonna do a little YouTube channel. It's only gonna be for like 6 months. Then we gonna break up. We gonna go do our own little thing. Like, I had a whole plan in my mind for my YouTube couple ever. Like, I was really trying to be one. No shade. no tea. Like I mentioned before, becoming famous off the YouTube couple was an easy in for so many people that you had people faking relationships just to become well known on YouTube, breaking up, and then starting their own channels on the side. Literally what I just mentioned my whole plan was. But that was before I knew that it was like a plan to do that for YouTube, okay? Now, one thing I will forever say is you can hate the player, but you cannot hate the game. However, the issues come in when your audience is young, impressionable, and people who think they know what they're doing is cool. So when I say this, I'm basically referring to the audience of those who watch YouTube couples. Now, for the most part, it was really young kids that was out here watching, YouTube couples. There were some teens, and then there was also some people that was in their like 20s watching these videos. And watching these videos, they are thinking that all of this stuff that's going on is okay. So now, like in the start of a lot of the channels, there was always this sense of realness because they were new to the internet and they were testing things out. So things just appeared to be more organic, appeared to be more real, more authentic. And then as time would go on, like for an example, many of the pranks that these couples would do would be staged with other couples on the internet. And then it would create real world problems when fans would start creating rumors. So one of the biggest things I remember from like the YouTube couple era was like all of the big YouTube couple people would like get together and they would prank each other, right? But they would prank each other with stuff like, oh my God, I caught Chris in bed with Armand's girlfriend. And like, that's all funny and it's all fun and games in the heat of the moment when you're thinking about it. But then when you put it out on the internet and then like Chris Sales and Armand's girlfriend hangs out with each other in public, you're going to have fans saying like, oh my God, no, they're really cheating in real life. Whole time, these two people might just be friends. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like you guys are putting this narrative out there for people to create and spin so much fake rumors about your own personal lives. And it's going to create problems ultimately down the road. And I think that's where like the demise of YouTube couples really started to come in, was with those two things. Like the fact that relationships are sacred and people just got tired of seeing so much fake shit. Like, at some point, I'm going to get tired of seeing a bunch of fake pranks and I'm going to say it's time to pack them up. I'm over it. I'm not going to continue watching. I may stay subscribed to your channel, which is why you may go on a lot of these couple channels and they have like millions of subscribers, but their view count is low. It's because like, girl, nobody wants to see this. Like your relationship should just be within your home. It should be like amongst yourselves. Like it should not be displayed for the entire world to see. So while there has been several YouTube couples that have came and went, the biggest thing to keep in mind is that relationships are not something that should be played for the world to see. It should not be something that people are begging to look up to or wanting to be in just for financial gain. Relationships is real work. It's patience, it's energy, and it's time. It takes two to make it work, but it also takes one to break it. Once something is broken, it is hard to get back, and it's even harder when your finances are tied to one another. So ultimately, ladies, what I'm saying is, if you're going to go out and you're going to go get that bag, go out and go get that bag. But don't have a man tied to your bag, because your bag not going to stop when he want to start acting not. Because, period. But comment down below, let me know you guys' opinion on why you think that the YouTube couple era kind of like died. Where you think it went wrong, like, who was your favorite YouTube couple, who wasn't. Like, I want to know the tea. Like, I want to know the tea because I really want to know why, like, people were so invested in this. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. Mwah!